Dark Magician is easily one of the most popular monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Being one of the main cards shown throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, it has gotten a lot of support cards throughout the years, and I am here to count down the top 10 Dark Magician support cards. I just want to go over a few things before I start this list. First, only cards that are made specifically to support the Dark Magician and/or its archetype are going to be on this list, so no cards such as Ebon Illusion Magician or Maxie's on the list. And second, these are based off of what I think the best support cards are, so as you guessed, it's my opinion. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the list. For my number 10, I have picked a card that almost everybody has been playing in their Dark Magician deck since its release, Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic Attack allows you to destroy all spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field as long as you control a Dark Magician, which in a Dark Magician deck should be always. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but there are better cards out there such as Heavy Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, Twin Twisters, and to that I say yes. Those are all great cards and in most cases better than Dark Magic Attack. But in a deck built around the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense, there is no rival when it comes to back row removal. Not to mention cards like Heavy Storm takes out your own row, and Twin Twister only takes out 2 cards, and requires you to discard a card. As for Harpy's Feather Duster, Dark Magic Attack beats it because of searchability. There are so many cards that can instantly get you a Dark Magic Attack into your hands that makes it more reliable than Feather Duster, and any spell trap destroyer that you can play to support Dark Magician. Coming in at number 9 is Eye of Timaeus. For those of you that don't know what Eye of Timaeus is, it's basically polymerization for Dark Magician archetype cards that makes it so you don't have to have the fusion materials other than Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. For instance, if you wanted to get Dark Paladin out and you had a Dark Magician on the field, instead of having Buster, Blader, and polymerization, you would just need Eye of Timaeus. The reason this card is so great is it takes all of those extra cards out of the deck that you would need to play Dark Magician fusion monsters, and streamlines the process, making getting your fusion monsters out effectively a way more obtainable feat. The reason this card is only at number 9 is its reliability. Most cards that can search out Dark Magician spell and trap cards cannot search for Eye of Timaeus due to its wording. Because it says Dark Magician Monster, and not just Dark Magician, cards such as Magician's Rod can't search it. All that being said, it is still a great card and deserves a spot in your deck. So, for any of you that play Dark Magicians, you know how important it is that you have one in your hand. Having a Dark Magician in your hand sets up most of the beginning game combos, and if you don't have one in your hand, you don't have much of a chance. Well, don't worry, because my number 8 pick, Illusion Magic, is here to save the day. Illusion Magic lets you get 2 Dark Magicians from your deck or graveyard and put them into your hand, all for the low cost of 1 Spellcaster Monster Tribute. It's a really great card, and to make it even better, it's a quick play spell, meaning you can combo it with cards like Magician's Robe, Rod, or even Magician of Dark Illusion. I don't have too much else to say about this card except that it is searchable in Dark Magician decks, making it extremely handy. Do you ever think, Dark Magician would be so much better if he had an effect and was just a little more powerful? Well, just add 1 Eye of Timaeus to your existing Dark Magician, who will turn into my number 7 pick, Dark Paladin. This card can get you out of some jams, being able to negate, that's right, I said negate, any spell card your opponent plays as long as you can discard a card. And this isn't a once per turn effect, it can be used as many times as you have cards to discard. It also comes with a whopping 2900 attack, and as a bonus it gains an additional 500 attack for each dragon type monster on any player's field or in any player's graveyard. And considering how popular dragons are getting in the metagame, that's a really nice bonus to tackle any of those high attack point dragons. Coming in at number 6 is a card you will always want to play 3 of and always want to have in your hand. My number 6 card on this list is Magician of Dark Illusion. This card is almost always useful. First off, this card can be considered a Dark Magician when on the field, which means it works with cards like Dark Magic Attack and Eye of Timaeus. And it's a 7-star monster, which is good for most XYZs you will want to use with Dark Magician. Magician of Dark Illusion's second effect lets you special summon it from your hand if you activate a spell, trap, or effect on your opponent's turn, and with all the quick play spells and traps you have in a Dark Magician deck, you will be getting Magician of Dark Illusion out pretty easy. And its third and final effect is if you activate a spell or trap while Magician of Dark Illusion is on the field, you can special summon a Dark Magician from the grave. But that effect can only be used once. Still, with everything this card has to offer, it's a must play in any Dark Magician deck. Alright, it's time for the top 5. the best of the best. And to start it off at number 5, we have Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul is a continuous trap card that makes it so your Dark Magicians are not affected by your opponent's card effects. Period. So if your adversary pulls out that Dark Hull, it will destroy all the monsters on the field except your Dark Magicians. If they Raigeki your field, it's okay, you still have your main monster on the field to defend you. But wait, there's more. It also allows you to play Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, or you can pull Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives from your deck to your hand. That's extremely amazing. Basically, once per turn, a monster is born for your Dark Magicians. But if you already have Dark Magician out, you can still pull out that Dark Magic Attack to destroy your opponent's back row, or pull out that 1,000 Knives to get that pesky high attack point monster out of your way to get your attacks through. This card does have one big downside though. If it gets destroyed, so do all of your monsters. This would normally be bad enough to push this card down a few spots on this list, but there are so many ways around that effect it isn't really a big deal as long as you're prepared. At number 4, we have in my opinion the second best first turn effect in a Dark Magician deck, and that is the effect of one card known as Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod lets you pull out any spell or trap from your deck that lists Dark Magician in its text and put it into your hand. Having one of these guys in your starting hand raises your chances to win the game substantially, allowing you to pull all of the important cards to set up your combos for a quick win. One of the best parts about this card is it can be recycled. If you activate a spell or trap on your opponent's turn while Magician's Rod is in the grave, you can bring it to your hand by tributing a spellcaster. That sounds like a high cost that you would rarely get to use, but since you will be playing a Dark Magician deck, you will have plenty of quick play spells and traps and revivable Dark Magicians to make it seem like nothing at all. Always run 3. Okay, we talked about the second best first turn effect for Dark Magicians. Now let's talk about the first. At number 3, we have Apprentice Illusion Magician. I was debating putting this card on the list due to it not being released in English yet. In fact, it's only been released once and you can only get it through the 2016 November issue of V-Jump. But I decided to include it on this list because I feel like this list wouldn't be complete without it. So what makes this card so great? First off, it can be special summoned from your hand by discarding a card from your hand into the graveyard. This is extremely useful. You get a 2,000 attack monster for just one discard, and that one discard could be something like Dark Magician, which you can revive, or you can use it to get some cards with grave effects into your graveyard. But it gets so much better. After it's played, its second effect triggers, allowing you to pull a Dark Magician from your deck into your hand, which as you know is something that needs to be in your hand at the beginning of a game for your deck to function optimally. But wait, there's more. During the damage step, if you have Apprentice Illusion Magician on the field or in your hand, you can send it to the graveyard and power up a Dark Spellcaster type monster by 2,000 attack and defense. This card provides so much support to a Dark Magician deck, it's insane. Now I know what you're thinking, what card could be better than this one for a Dark Magician deck? Well, let's find out. Coming in at number 2 is a $30 to $40 card that is a must play for any Dark Magician deck. Dark Magical Circle. It is so good, I expect most people watching this were expecting it to be number 1. When Dark Magical Circle is played, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can pick either Dark Magician or a spell or trap that lists Dark Magician and put it into your hand. Then you put the other 2 cards back in any order. That's a really great effect, and the fact that you have so many Dark Magician cards in your deck means you will almost always be able to pick up a card. But that's not why this continuous spell card is number 2 on this list. Once per turn, when you summon a Dark Magician, you can banish any card on your opponent's field. Any card. If you recycle Dark Magicians like I do, that's a once per turn banish that with the right cards you will get out almost any time. So wait until your adversary plays that one card that will win him the game and banish it. 99% of Dark Magician players will tell you to play 3 in the deck, and now you know why. Before I get to my number 1 pick, I just wanted to mention a few cards that didn't quite make this list. So here we go. Dark Burning Magic, Dark Magic Expanded, Dark Magician Girl, Dedication Through Light and Darkness, and my almost number 10 pick, Palladium Oracle Mahad. Now let's get on to number 1. So what is the top of the top? The best of the best? The card that no Dark Magician deck should be without? Coming in at my number 1 pick is Magician Navigation. Magician Navigation is literally the perfect setup card for Dark Magicians. Magician Navigation allows you to special summon Dark Magician straight from your hand to the field, no cost to you. After you summon your Dark Magician, you can pull any level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck to the field. That's insane, and will help you set up some of your best combos. You can pull out Dark Magician of Illusion to set up XYZ plays, you can pull out Dark Magician Girl and get out Dark Burning Magic and destroy all of your opponent's cards. There are so many card combos that you could set up with this card, it's ridiculous. And once again, it's not all this card does. After the turn this card is played, if it is in your graveyard and you control a Dark Magician, you can negate a spell or trap till the end of turn by banishing Magician Navigation from the grave. So for instance, if you attack with a card and someone activates Mirror Force, you can negate it as long as you control a Dark Magician or Magician of Dark Illusion, since it counts as a Dark Magician. This card makes up for so many flaws in a Dark Magician deck, and I would always recommend playing 3. So, do you agree with my list? Did I forget an awesome card? Let me know in the comments, and please post your own top 10 list so I can see what you think the best Dark Magician support cards are. Also, check out another top list that I did recently, top 8 DC animated shows. Anyway, that's all for today. Topher Crost, out.